creative space. This is Emma and I'm just raring to go today with a whole new project. So welcome. If this is your first time here, this is a very good time to join me because I'm at the start of something new, which is always very exciting. If you followed me on the last few pieces that I've been making, we've been doing some sampling and playing with fabrics. And that's what my remit is all about, is playtime. Playtime. This is playtime here, like when you were at school, when you were little, and you didn't think about what's for tea, and you didn't have to think about all the troubles that are going on in the world. You just played and got creative, and that's really good therapy, really good relaxation, really good antidote to reality, as they say. So welcome back and welcome here if it's your first time. It's lovely to have you with me. Don't forget to leave me, please, a thumbs up if you enjoy the video today, and leave me a comment if you'd like to. I love to connect with you. I've been reading the comments of the last few videos and I got quite a lot for last time, and it's lovely because I get your views, your ideas, your preferences. I get to hear what you might think about what I'm doing, and also if you're doing something creative yourselves that you'd like to share with me and other people, in fact, on the comments, that would be lovely too. It's just great to connect with you, and all of these things, all of these interactions help make us be what we are in this world, isn't it? Human to human contact. I know this is via the magic of the internet, but it's the next best thing to you actually being here in my studio. So I've got a little basket of fabrics left over now from my last series of makings. We made some beautiful little samples in the last piece, and I'm so grateful to you for your comments on that. It's just really exciting to see putting these babies out in the world and seeing what other people think about them is just really thrilling. And of course a little bit of embellishing had to come in the mix as well. These were all surprises really from the word go on my last tranche of videos. It was very much, I had no idea what I was going to be doing, but each week it sort of built on the week before, and there were lots of unexpected things, particularly in the previous video. It was very exciting to do those things. So I think the unexpected has happened in my life. There's been things happening that you know, we're having to deal with here, and you know, when things happen to other people that you have to step up and play some part in their life for a while, that's really important to do, isn't it? And it's how we all deal with the unexpected, and I know for a lot of people there's a lot of unexpected things happening, and it's lovely to see how people respond to that with kindness and generosity, how friendships and community become so important when things happen that mean you're incapacitated or you're ill, or you know, just things have happened that make life difficult. And I'm loving, my mum-in-law's had an incident, and all of her friends have just rallied round. It's just fantastic. So family and friends are so important, aren't they, in community? And I feel like what I love about what we've got going on here is, to me, it's about community. It's about me showing stuff, yes. It's about me sharing what I'm doing, but also just connecting with other people. Those interactions, those connections with other people are so important. So thank you for being here. You make my day. You make my day with a comment. You make my day, even if you don't comment, I just know you're out there. It's just lovely. So today I'm really excited to, as I say, to be starting a new project. No idea where we're going with it. I am going to be making another piece for our exhibition next year that I'm in this group called Fabricate, if you don't know. It's just a little group. Again, it's about connections, about community. We come together to do our exhibitions, but we also come together just to share, you know, interesting things we've been doing, workshops we might have been doing, to share some knowledge, to share some things we've come across that other people might be interested in. And yeah, it's just great community. You just can't beat it. You can't put a price on it, can you? So I'm going to get a box of fabrics out, or two, and we're just going to see what is going to come out next. So please come and join me. I'm going over to my table next, and I'm going to get a box of fabrics out from my stash. So here we are, a blank sheet to start working with. I'm ready with my scissors to get snipping, and I've been in my stash, and these are the colours I've started to bring out. This is an orangey russety sort of autumnal shade. There's a little bit of this shruggy material came as well, and then into that came this beautiful yellow. So those are lovely, aren't they? They kind of go quite nicely together. They're quite an obvious choice, really. And then what came out next, though, if I just show you this, this is what came out next, which is this luscious purpley. I think it was a night dress. Apparently people wear these in bed. I wouldn't know. I wear pyjamas, very sensible pyjamas, because I live in a cold house in a coolish country. So possibly if you live somewhere exotic, this might be the night dress of choice. And then the other colour that came out was not dissimilar to that one, a similar sort of vibe. Let's just turn it over and get the shiny side. Look at these sort of colours. Interesting, isn't it? Very rich. I would call them sort of jewel colours, really. Jewel, as in shiny, beautiful gemstone jewel colours. So who knows what we're going to create from this, but we shall see. I like to put my fabrics in a basket, and then that's that project sorted. It's all in there, ready for me to go at. And it may be that I don't use them all, but we shall see. It's where I start. It's a good place to start, isn't it? And starting is the important bit. If you don't start, you can't finish. So this is a piece of stabilizer fabric, which is, I don't know what it is actually, it's made of paper or something. And you can obviously use whatever you'd like to use. If you've got old blankets or something like that kicking about the place, you could be using an old blanket. But at the moment I'm using this, which is my favourite cotton curtain interlining. You're probably tired of hearing those words, but it's one of my favourite things to use. It's really simple, it's not expensive to buy, and it makes really warm artwork. It keeps my artwork very warm. So let me just put that on there, and then we're going to see what's going to be next. Okay, so I'm going to just move those out of the way for a moment or two while I do some cutting. Just put those out of the way for now. And this is one of my favourite bits of making. I don't know about you, but when you start to actually cut the fabrics up, you've started. And that's the important bit, isn't it? Just getting started. So many jobs I've put off doing because I've thought they're going to be difficult. I've been making a blind for my daughter's house, and it's proved to be quite tricky because of some of the fabrics we've chosen to use. And I was really putting off doing it. I thought it was going to be really tricky to do. But once I started and I tackled the bits that were difficult to do, I'm now nearly there with it. I've just got to do a couple of seams and get it finished. But really, I am not a curtain maker. I make small blinds for our house. I have made the odd biggish curtain, but I'm very much not a curtain maker. Sewing in a straight line just doesn't sit naturally with me, really, as you can imagine. I can do it, don't get me wrong, I'm very adept with my sewing machine. I can do these things, but I'd much rather be free machine embroidering, you know, so much more fun. So, but anyway, it's been nice to help her get herself organised and get settled and stuff like that, you know. And I've got another big blind to make, which I think I'm going to have to make in two, because I'm just making sort of, I think they call them Roman blinds, where they kind of fold up on each other, on themselves. Look at this, look at these lovely buttons, aren't they just beautiful? I think I'm very much feeling the autumn colours at the moment. I don't know about you, where you are in the world, it might not even be autumn, but I feel very much with the last project that I've done, I feel very immersed in autumn colours at the moment. And the trees, I've just been into town this morning, the trees are just looking beautiful, the sunshine coming through the yellow leaves. It's just very inspiring and uplifting. I'll just take this edge off here. So I think this is going to be an embellisher project, which I have to say I've been kind of missing it. I haven't done embellishing for a few weeks with doing the other thing, the sampling. So I'm just going to cut these up quite randomly. I don't worry about what they look like because I'm going to embellish them. This seems to be the way I work with backgrounds nowadays, is working with small pieces, almost like a jigsaw. And I find that works quite well, and it takes out me sort of being in control of it. I just let the background make itself with a bit of help. So I shall just keep cutting these up, and then I'll see what other colours I'm going to cut up like this as well. See where that takes me. There's nothing nicer than starting again and starting to put the little pieces into a basket. It's very satisfying. And this is all about slow. Everything I do, I've realised after many years that I don't have to make anything quickly, that it's okay to be slow. You know, I think for a lot of years I thought I had to be this thing called productive and sort of make things to sell, and at the moment I'm not doing that. I'm simply making and creating, and that is working extremely well as far as being creative goes. I've taken out the need to sell my work. If I do sell my work, that's great, that's fantastic, but at the moment I'm really focusing on just the making and finding out what it is I want to be doing with my creativity. And that's really important. It's taken a whole load of pressure off. I just love these bits, don't you think? These edges are just lovely. I'm sure some of you will be thinking, oh, I could just do such and such with that edge. Isn't that just lovely? It's already stitched for you with a beautiful line. It's something you could be gathering up into making into something, a little rosetti thing, or you could put some wire in it and, you know, play around with it. All sorts of things you could do with that. But I'm not doing that today. I'm not going to be sidetracked, because too often it's very easy to get sidetracked and not do what you were going to do. Because once you start, I don't know about you, but I find more and more ideas just come as if by magic. So I'll carry on chopping these and I'll show you when I'm a bit further down the track. There's another one here with lovely, lovely buttons. These are quite pretty because they're kind of square, so I shall put those in my button jar. You never know what they might come in for. I used to use a lot of buttons, but I'm not quite so... Doesn't it seem terrible to do this, really? To some people this would seem like just the most dreadful thing to do to something, but I think, well, this is giving this shirt a whole new life, and it's going to give it many lives actually, because it was sitting in the charity shop looking quite sad. It's actually quite damaged a bit there. It's obviously been rubbed, and I think, well, this way it goes under my embellishing machine so nobody will notice that that's a bit rubbed, and it's going to make many pieces of art for me. Isn't that lovely? And the charity shop gets a little donation to their good causes, and I think that's wonderful. It's like a win-win situation. And I have to say, because I don't have a local fabric shop nearby, it's a good way to go and buy fabric, because I can see exactly what they've got, I can touch it, I can feel it, and isn't that important when you're buying stuff to make with? I feel you really need to look at the fabric and the colours and the textures. And I like this because it has two sides. It's got different things going on each side, so you could make use of that different quality. And it's just such a pleasurable thing. The sun's come out, look at it, it's making everything shine now. And it's a beautiful day. It's been rainy, it's been sunny. It just keeps catching you out on the hoof. So I'll just keep doing this until I've done enough, and then we'll get my embellishing machine out and we'll see what's going to happen when we get mashing these fabrics together. They're just so lovely. I love the fact that it's just random. I'm just cutting completely random bits here. It's the antidote to making a blind, and it explains why I was really not very good at making clothes when I was young, and my mum taught me to dressmake, and it stood me in good stead, dressmaking, I have to say, because I know how to construct things, I know how to make seams and shapes, but I don't actually have to make clothes anymore. I just go and buy them in a shop, and some kind person has already made them for me, and I can just sit here and faff about with my bits of fabric and turn it into something fun. I think that's probably enough of that. Look at all these lovely colours together. I'm just loving that. And I'm going to get the embellisher out, but I think that'll be next week now, because I think it's taken me quite a while to cut these out. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you again, and we'll get embellishing next time. Bye for now.
Ba 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 ba.